What's up, y'all? So, I watched the Real Housewives of Potomac, and I don't know. Like, I just really don't know how to feel about this Monique situation. Hey, LL. So I watched the episode, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I still feel a little bit deceived by Monique, and I just wanted to see like how the rest of y'all felt. I didn't get on here last week whenever um the ladies confronted her. Hey Zania, I hope I said that right. Hey Belle, hey Latoya. But I've been battling. I quit because it's like on one hand, she definitely was lying about certain things. Like she definitely lied about blacking out because if you blacked out, how is it that right after the fight you were able to tell your husband what happened, like word for word? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was completely a lie. And then, um, what else? Whenever she met up with the girls, she was just the way she was framing it was making her like a victim, like she was helpless in a situation, like she had no choice but to beat Candace up. When in actuality, the situation just did not call for that. And so when the women were like confronting her, mind you, I do feel like Wendy was definitely overdoing it. First of all, she's new, so like I don't know. I just feel like Wendy shouldn't even had as much to say as everybody else. And then this whole thing of we're black women and I'm on the front lines and I'm fighting and we just should not be, representing us like this. It's like, okay, girl, please. Okay, hold on for a second. I'm sorry, y'all. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Wendy was doing too much, and Giselle definitely was going overboard, bringing a security guard. I mean, they were just doing too much. Now, the only person like, if I were in that situation, I probably would have more so agreed with Robin because I feel like she was handling it better than they were. I mean, she didn't agree with it. So I don't blame her for confronting Monique. And, when Monique was acting like, she was so embarrassed. It's like, girl, but you put out a diss track and someone from your team had to be the one to put it out to the blog so they could spin it. And so I don't know. It's just like, I just felt like she was trying to manipulate the situation and she had Ashley on her side 100%. And I feel like Karen just wanted to have her back because that's her friend, but she knew she was wrong, so she had to call her out for that. And I don't know. So with that, all of that, I don't know. It just felt like she was manipulating the situation because she claimed to be embarrassed, but then she had no remorse. And I agree with Wendy when she said, you're embarrassed because, what I'm saying, you don't want to be like viewed in that light. You're embarrassed because, you know, I don't know, it's like your image, but you're not remorseful for beating Candace up for absolutely no reason. And then I see people like going in on Candace and saying she provoked it. How many times have women on this show argued and like said hit me or whatever, like provoke someone, and a fight never actually happened? Like, they all do that. I think once the law got involved, Monique lost all remorse because she definitely made a breakthrough with her pastor. I think she was manipulating it too. Like, it's like Candace didn't deserve that. And I can understand why Candace like is so upset, because like that was her friend, and she never thought her friend would put hands on her. Can you imagine, like, your friend, you and your friend, okay, y'all been friends for a while, and you know, y'all might not be on the best of terms, but the next argument y'all have, she puts her hand on you, like, of course you're gonna be hurt. And she's just an emotional person, so that's the way it's coming out. I I don't see a problem with that. I don't think she's trying to manipulate necessarily. I do think she provoked it, but not with words. It was a physical touch. So when did Candace touch Monique? Because that wasn't her hand. Like, if anything, Monique started it by touching her hair. Monique was definitely banking on the public taking her side because of Candace's past behavior. I also don't think she thought Bravo was going to show the entire fight. Possibly. See, the thing is, if this was Candace from last season, I said this on my last live, if that was Candace from last season, she would have definitely deserved it. The way she was acting. But Candace had walked away from every single argument that Monique started with her. Candace put her hands in her face. Okay, how many times have people put hands in each other's faces? Like, y'all have to be grown adults about this. I don't feel like Candace is innocent. I'm sorry. I feel like they both wrong. They shouldn't have fought. I mean, like, y'all, there have been so many instances on this show where I feel like someone deserved to get popped. More specifically, Ashley. Think about it. Ashley has put so many people business out there, gotten in people's marriages. She put out there that Monique was driving drunk. I mean, Monique really could have got arrested and went to jail for that. If anything, that deserved a pop more than anything. I mean, and I definitely agree. Monique started with the hair flip. And if Candace touched her back, I mean, you started it. I mean, honestly, let me get you out of here. You've been in here before. Okay. Monique has also put hands in Candace's face, but her fans won't admit that. I don't know. I just think she was dead wrong for this situation because it was it's like it wasn't proportionate to what like they were going through. Like, this situation didn't call for no hands to be put on her. Period. I mean, we can agree to disagree on that. But I don't know. The fight was just itself was unwarranted. And then, okay, on this episode, um, oh yeah, it's the line to the blogs for me too. I forgot. Like, she did spin it to the blogs like Candace threw a drink on her first, and that's not what happened at all. Candace, and then come to find out, Candace didn't even throw the drink in her hand. It was just because the table was like being rumbled around. That's how something got drunk through in your face. It wasn't even Candace that did that. But anyway, we get to this episode, and Monique is talking to her pastor. And I love the way her pastor like made her take responsibility for what she did, because I feel like this whole time, even with her husband, she was able to like place all the blame on Candace and not take any sort of responsibility for her own actions. And her pastor did not let her, get by with, oh, I blacked out, or oh, she did or said this to me. No, he knows her past. He knows, obviously they have a rapport with each other. he's counseled with her before because he knows, what she's been through in life. And he did not let her give any sort of excuse. Look, you can't get over on me. I already know you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he said what Chris couldn't say, because I feel like at the end of the day, Chris is going to have a united front with his wife. And I feel like he said as much as he could without, completely chastising her. Like he said, it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. This is not, something that he wanted to happen. He actually likes Candace and Chris. So her husband even said everything he could up until like chastising her to like let her know she was in the wrong. But the pastor, he, like you said, Mark, he told her like it was. And she had no choice but to um confront how she is in life. She's a fighter. Like when she feels, she's a fighter. He alluded to her having to fight her whole life, and basically it seems like she was bullied in the past. And she does all she can to put on this um image of perfection because of her past. And so when anyone threatens that, she uh, is a fighter, whether it's with words or with hands. The fight wasn't about Candace, so it was no reason that they needed to fight. I wish Monique had dealt with her actual issues without projecting it on Candace. Just because I understand doesn't mean I condone it. Real Housewives of Atlanta fight with Portia and Kenya was worse than this situation as well. Oh yeah, I feel like that was totally different. Now, to me, that is provoking somebody. You taking a horn and putting it in somebody's ear, that is provoking. Like that is much more like that's low key violent because you're violating her ears. You know, you can't be that close to somebody's ear speaking through a blowhorn or whatever you call it. I'm not buying her change of thought though. She was putting on in front of the pastor. For some reason, I now she could just be manipulating me, but for some reason, I felt like it was genuine because clearly they have a relationship and a rapport with each other where he knows her past, and I'm sure she's talked about that with him and gotten vulnerable with him, and so I think it was easy for her to like break down those walls of her being defensive with him because they had that relationship. And so for some reason, I do feel like she was being genuine and he helped her to see where she was wrong. But what I need for her to do is admit she was lying too, because you clearly were. He told her she doesn't like that these girls aren't impressed by her and I can kind of see that. I can see that too, like with Giselle, even though, you know, she might talk about Giselle behind, in the confessionals or whatever. There is a need to please Giselle for some reason, and I've said this before. It is not just Monique; it's the other women on the show too. For some reason, feel the need to impress Giselle, and I don't get that. But with these women in particular, I do feel like Monique might use her money to try to impress people. I think she resents Candace because it seems she hasn't had it as rough in her life and with the group, so she touches deeply rooted pains in her. I can see that too. I can see that too. And Candace is also an easy target because last season everybody could not stand Candace, and so I think she thought that was going to roll over to this season, but Candace actually changed her ways this season. So there was no reason for her to do that. Robin is hypocritical. She definitely was about to drag Ashley and would have if the cameras weren't there. I agree with that. Robin is being hypocritical, talking about, you know, if she talking about feeling unsafe or, you know, reputation or whatever, acting like she is so much different than Monique. She just didn't actually follow through with it. Look how she still acts after a year. She doesn't mean it. Yeah, that's true, because she still is saying the same thing. So I mean, maybe she was genuine in that moment, but when all the women came, are coming against her, she put up that wall again. Giselle me says, "Where is her self-respect? It was the self-righteousness." Yeah, she was being very self-righteous. And she was like, "Well, how me and Jamal are supposed to be around somebody like that?" Okay, girl. Yeah, he already has a terrible reputation. Robin is super hypocritical when it comes to the fight and the taxes. Ooh, them taxes. Giselle, I mean, don't nobody need to let her handle money ever again. Robin just don't need to touch the money. Robin definitely needs to worry about her own issues. Stop running behind Giselle and get your own house in order. I agree. I agree, because I feel like if she don't get this money right, she's gonna lose Juan, whether he proposed or not. If she keep making the same mistake over and over, I mean that's what broke y'all up in the first place, right? Money. Even though Candace is annoying, the group as a whole still accepts her, probably due to her wealthy upbringing, and that bothers Monique because she has worked hard to fit in and still doesn't. I think most of that is in her mind though, because how does Monique not fit in? The only person that really didn't like Monique was Giselle, but everyone else, well, okay, maybe Robin, like adjacent to Giselle, and she just not getting into it with Charisse. They're having a feud, but for the most part, everybody else was cool with Monique. That's all in her head. If she feel like she doesn't fit in, that's in her head. What's up, LL? Here's my thing. I don't understand how Black women aren't given the grace and mercy to make dumb decisions, like the fire brigade went off on Monique. Now I agree with you. I don't think they should have came as hard as they did at Monique. I do, but I would feel a way too if I confronted someone about this situation and she was basically lying about the situation to my face and trying to make it seem like it happened one way when it really didn't. I mean, they were there. They saw the whole thing. How Candace get popped? Meanwhile, Giselle, exactly. I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just saying it seems to be the mastermind. Yeah, it's weird. Like, if anything, you would think that Monique would have more animosity towards Giselle than Candace. If it were Candace too, I don't like the firing off on Black women, especially in public. I think crass comments about Candace is too darn far. Oh, okay. What crass comments? By Monique standards, Ashley needs to be dragged too. That girl has a mouth on her, Ashley and Candace. That's what I'm like. That's what I was saying. Like Ashley has done far worse than Candace in comparison. Far, far worse. Has said worse. Has really dipped in people's business and low key trying to break up people's marriages. She's done far worse. Nah, Giselle hates Monique. They all participated in a plot to spread rumors about the paternity of her son. No, I definitely agree with that. So I don't understand why the animosity didn't go towards Giselle. I feel like Giselle was very shady towards Karen Holmes. Yeah, she was. I mean, I don't even know why Karen invited Giselle. She's always shady to her. Every chance she gets to be shady towards Karen, she is. That's why I don't understand why people love to kiss Giselle's butt so much. I just don't understand that. They always bring her back into the fold. They always treat her like she's the queen bee. Like, and everybody's like, well, why does Giselle act like that? Because they treat her like that. They treat her like she can do no wrong. Agree. I don't understand how Giselle's always getting off scot-free when she's always talking reckless. Exactly. People are always trying to do their best to make up with Giselle and apologize to Giselle, and Giselle rarely apologizes. I've read people wish more bodily harm was done on Candace, wish her death. Like, really? Yeah, now that's crazy. I didn't know people were doing all that. Um, Honestly, a lot of that is Monique because she got out in front of this. Like, before the season even started, I was prepared to take Monique's side, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Monique, but I was prepared to take her side by how she spun the situation. She spun the situation before we got to even see the season. She spun it in the blog before we even got a chance to even, get to see anything for ourselves. And so now I feel duped. I feel manipulated. And because of that, because she got out in front of it, she sent a lot of hate Candace's way, and it was undeserved. A lot of it was undeserved. Still to this day. Yeah, I don't understand why Ashley gets a clean slate. I don't get it either. It's got to be the baby. Okay, LL said it. It's like uh, LL said, Baby Dean saves Ashley. She got to come back and pretend to be a whole different person. I think Giselle is a Bravo and Indy favorite. Actually, it's clear to me. It has to be. Because I don't understand. Ooh, green eyes and light skin is a drug. I'm just gonna say, you know what? Colorism. The colorism. It's like Ashley gave birth to the second. You are crazy. But for real. I mean, Dean, he's a cute little baby, but I mean, why is that getting her out of all this mess that she caused? I think they treat Giselle like that because she is Andy's and the producer's favorite. It's got to be something. It's got to be something because I don't understand it. Giselle could literally say whatever. I mean, she be talking so much crap behind the scenes and going in on people, especially somebody like Candace. I mean, not Candace, like Karen, who she's known for a long time, even before this show. Like, she be going in. And I'm like, why did you invite Giselle out of all people? Giselle? I agree that Monique took her frustrations for everything and everyone out on Candace in that moment. She didn't deserve that. I'm just gonna maintain that. I'm gonna maintain the fact that I don't think that Candace deserved that. Some people think she provoked it. I don't think so. Plenty of people have gotten in each other's faces and nothing like that has ever happened. And I see next week that Candace is gonna press charges or try to. And I don't know. Personally, I probably wouldn't do that. But this is the situation you put yourself into when you start fighting grown adults. If y'all are grown and you attack somebody, regardless of, street code or whatever, she put her hands in my face, whatever, you can't tell that to a judge. You can't tell that to a judge. Oh, she put her hands in my face, so that's why. What? You can't tell that to a judge. You put yourself in that situation. You a 36-year-old wife and mother. You can't be putting yourself in that kind of situation. Tammy Roman said something very informative on her review. Uh, she talked about how the producers do incite majority of the drama behind the scenes, and unfortunately, they carry out the act. Yeah, that's just how reality TV works. You have to know how to navigate that, though. If you can't if you can't play the game, you probably don't need to be on there. Giselle goes in on everybody, but she's the easiest to read from her fashion to her love life. Karen is the only one who calls her out, but that's only in the confessional. I agree. Like, I don't understand how come don't nobody go in on to her face, like especially her fashions. You know, that one time Candace talked about her house. She made Candace go back and apologize, and Candace actually went back and apologized, and I don't understand that because Giselle says whatever's on her mind about anything. I think if she was going to take legal action, she should have called the police that night. Well, I think that she was looking for Monique to have some sort of remorse because they were friends at some point. You know what I'm saying? They were friends. So I think maybe she thought, maybe Monique would see the error of her ways. Maybe she thought she would, sober up and be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But I think when she saw that she didn't, now she's trying to get revenge. It is not justifiable in a court of law. It's not. Now, if y'all was in the court of the streets, street code, maybe Monique is in the right. I don't know. But not in the court of law. You can't go before a judge and say, Your Honor, she was annoying me and provoked me. You're wrong. Exactly. And I mean, nothing Candace did justified it. Like, even if Candace were to have said something, disrespectful, or maybe she did put out the rumor that the baby wasn't hers. Like, let's say during the fight, Candace turned around and said, well, that's why your baby ain't even Chris's. Possibly I could see Monique losing it and wanting to fight, because that was already something that was trying to be said behind the scenes. Or maybe if Candace would have put it out there that she was cheating on her husband or something. But even then, it's not justifiable in a court of law. So, I mean, too grown, child. I don't even argue with people, because why? So I can look a fool? Exactly. I didn't know that Real Housewives of Potomac was so I think you missed a word, because I can't. I didn't know Real Housewives of Potomac was so. I thought people meant Monique. I don't know, but I just think it would have been better if Monique would have just came out and been like, either you come out and you apologize to Candace to begin with, or you just come out and be like, look, I beat her up and I don't even care. Like, it is what it is. And Giselle's the only one who brought the rumor on camera. That wasn't even the whole thing. She did. You're right. She did. She did that in the confessional, right? I will say this. I'm excited to see White Chris and old Michael fight. I doubt that. I doubt they even get to put hands on each other. First of all, Michael is 70 years old. He is 70. Chris will not get anything out of beating Michael in no fight, because he's 70. Like, what are you going to get out of beating up someone who's 70 years old? You know what I'm saying? The most you can have with Michael is a war of words, because he is 70. Won't Chris get in trouble? Won't he get arrested for elder abuse or something? You can't beat up nobody 70 years old. For real. I'm serious. You could not beat up nobody 70. I've seen friends get heated in an argument and we shut it down right there, especially when I see people moving close. So yeah, this is a reality show, so I understand why they didn't. But like, yeah, in real life, if people are arguing like that, you definitely have to get in between and break it up. You don't even let them get close enough to even do anything like that. Michael's so stiff, he needs to have a seat. Chris will break his hip. That's what I'm saying. And Chris got a little flavor to him. I don't know. Chris seems like he grew up around black people or something. And so I wouldn't doubt that he's been in plenty of fights and he know how to fight. And so Michael better sit down because he's 70. Like I said, yes, Belle, he's 70. I think he's like 72 or something like that. He's 70. I thought maybe he just looked old for his age. I thought maybe he was in his late 50s or 60s. But no, he's actually in his 70s, having a baby. Chris got a little hood now. Michael ain't stiff enough not to cheat on Ashley every 3 to 5 business days. I know. See, he too. He be doing too much. But Ashley, she doing what she got to do to get that check. That man is a whole senior citizen. Exactly. You don't get no props for beating up no 70-year-old. I'm here. I had a feeling you went live. I was like, nah, she don't really go live on Mondays. I open my YouTube. Look, there it is. I see. We connected, Alexis. I went live because I wanted to talk about Housewives of Potomac, and I didn't get to talk about it last week. I know Ashley. I don't know how Ashley does it with Michael, but and she even said that that Michael reminds her of her father, and so she obviously has some serious daddy issues. Because if you sitting up here, you getting with somebody because they remind you of your dad, she need to work on that. Because, child, she's pregnant again. I know. I saw she was pregnant again. I saw a picture of her. She getting look. She making sure she's getting some heirs to that money. Okay, she's getting her some heirs. So even when Michael leaves this earth, her kids are gonna be taken care of. So when Ashley is 10, Mike is gonna be no. When Ashley's kid is 10, Mike is gonna be 80. How is that gonna work, child? At least he'll have his mom. And daddy issues are strong. Ashley needs to call Monique's pastor and get her daddy issues together. My microphone, maybe because I'm on my phone. I'm actually streaming through my phone on StreamYard. So this is my first time. So I wasn't sure how it was gonna sound. Also, I ordered a microphone for my phone, so hopefully the sound will be a little better for when I do record through my phone. She already knows her bag's secure. You can tell by the way she's talking to him. She was getting an attitude. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't get attitude with Michael with how he's been acting? But this is a completely different Ashley from the first season. Because the first couple of seasons, Michael was in control with that whole restaurant. And he was talking to her like a child. So the roles have definitely been reversed. The roles have definitely been reversed because he did used to talk to her crazy. Y'all just reminded me. Michael used to talk to her like a child. And low key, she's the age of his kids, I bet. He's 70 and she's what? Early 30s? I wonder how his kids feel about her age and the fact that she keeps popping out these kids. Because they're going to have to split that inheritance. The baby brought the grown woman out of Ashley. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Maybe Ashley really has learned that, her ways were messy before. And maybe now that she's experienced some of that, you know, some of the criticism and really overall taunting that she did to other women, she's been getting that crazy from social media. So maybe she, now that she's gotten it back, she's acting a little better. I think the prenup terms have been exceeded, so she's coasting. Okay. I'm really not mad at her because, Michael has embarrassed her time and again. So, I guess she definitely deserves some sort of repayment. But all right, y'all. I didn't want to stay on here for too long. I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I'm still confused, child. Monique, I feel like I've been duped. Monique duped me because when I came into the season, I was just ready to take her side, and now I'm just like, ugh. And then the craziest part is like, I feel like I'm one of the only people that feel this way because when I look at other people's review of the show, everybody has taken Monique's side except for like maybe one or two people that I've seen, but everybody pretty much has the same view on it. And I'm just like, this is the Housewives of Potomac. These ladies are older. This is not Love and Hip Hop. Y'all are crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here, y'all. I might go live again tomorrow because I haven't been able to make videos the way I wanted to lately. So I might just be going live more often and we can, I might just do a random live tomorrow. We can talk about whatever. But Monique is in bed with with all the YouTubers and IG bloggers. That's why I could believe it. I believe it because the blogs were definitely in her favor even before the show came out. All right, I'm finna jump off because I feel like the more I read these comments, the more I'm gonna talk. So let me get out of here. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me in here. Make sure you like before you leave. And yeah, I might jump on here tomorrow. Do you know about what time you'll go live? Um, Honestly, I have no idea because I'm literally trying to do it when I can, but it'll be in the evening sometime. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.